Hello, this is the seventh lecture on paper writing, or you can say paper editing. I am Ahad, and I would like to share some of the experiences so that you can improve the writing. You can have the previous lectures from this link, or look down on the show more to get more links. So normally when we submit, it should be good so that it is not disk reject. So make sure that your language is better. Try to improve writing skill. Write like a story. It's difficult, I know. Make sure that no simple typo like from to form, data to date, and so on. Avoid grammatical mistakes and no mixed patterns like proposed a method, proposes, have proposed. I mean, these kind of mixtures are not good. Make sure that have or has, are or is. I mean, there's a very simple thing. One of the students is each and every, a and so on. I mean, these are a simple thing. Make sure no punctuation problems. And Grammarly.com, I use it recently, and I find it is very suitable to give you free of cost some editing and corrections. No mixed fonts or size. Best option is to use LaTeX if you can, and it's not so difficult. In one of my previous lectures, I mentioned about this. No copy paste of images. The number one is that it is an issue of plagiarism. At the same time, I mean, image quality and other things. So make sure that the font sizes in images should be clear and same. I have some examples later on. I'll show you. And to make sure that no rainbow color. I mean, don't overdo while using colors. So for example, in this image, you can see that, I mean, the shapes are different, and inside the image, the text are not visible. So these are not good quality. Normally, when our paper is accepted or as minor or major revision, we try to go for revised submission. In the revision, make sure that you do proper rebuttal, answer all comments from the reviewers. If you disagree, be logical and mention that I don't agree with the reviewer on this point and this is the reason. All authors with approval, this is important, that without their prior approval, you must not submit. And don't use doctor, professor, student, etc. in the names or affiliations. Affiliations mean departments, address, institutes, and so on, and at least one email address of the corresponding author. The corresponding author is the most important author among the authors who will deal all communications and take the main responsibility of the paper. For example, this is here, Mr. No, Professor Dr. No, MS student No. In the revision, make sure that all references, actually in the first submission also, all references are cited in the paper properly, and use or follow a reference style. Don't mix up. Do not put references from poor journals or conferences and old one. If you use web link, make sure that you put access date and put a title where is possible. Remember that if your paper is well read, it will have more readers and useful. Review rebuttal, as I mentioned, is debating, arguing with the reviewers, but make it very smartly and politely. Just one slide on this, that when we submit a paper in a conference, usually oral presentations, it depends from 10, 20 or 30 minutes based on the conference, and there are question and answer sessions. So make sure that you keep the QA session properly. Session chair will deal, and look around, don't look at the slides always, and above the head if you are worried about eye contact. Poster presentations, many people put posters where they just put the paragraphs or unclear images and so on. Make it point-wise score points. Some cases we have interactive poster presentations where a session chair moves around the posters and judge. Another one is called spotlight presentation, which is 1 or 2 minutes only oral presentation and so on. Let's try to find 100 problems of a crap paper. Okay, so see the title, it is too long, and this kind of ampersand and so on, not good. In the authors and affiliations, professor, doctor, Mr. not good, MSc student, so on. And if both authors or all authors have same affiliation, do not put it double, and just one to superscript and put the email. Abstract. In this thesis, I found in this project, it's not good. Don't put references unless it is really important. Okay. And references are usually 100 words or 200 words and so on. Keywords only 4 or 5 usually. Related work, you need to have a related work or background if the paper is as 4, 5, 6 pages. But if it is shorter, then you can put it at the before the final paragraph of the introduction. And no underline or bold usually in the text. Make sure that you have similar pattern. Like here you mentioned propose, but here proposed. I blink without hyphen, but here they are connected. So this kind of, variations are not good. No mixed fonts or citations. Make sure that no mixed font style like here, or proper citations. Like for example, when you mention an author or some authors, then put the references here, not at the end. In some cases we have this kind of mistakes. See, there is a spacing problem and so on. When you write put an image, make sure that good caption, so that if from looking from this sentence we can understand about the image. So this is important. Here sometimes we put all caps, it is necessary, but when we have all caps we cannot find the typo or typing mistake or this kind of thing. So make sure that these are properly done. You see that here the text are embedded within the image and these are too tiny and not properly visible. So this is important to make sure. This is too tiny. This is irresponsible submission. After an equation or something, where when it is a continuous sentence, then it will be like this. Okay. And size of equation is important, and don't put where w like this. And this is an equation where it is in a specific format, but when we write in the text, the uh, variables or notations are in different patterns. So make sure that these are based on equation style. Make sure that proper indentation or tabs are done, and spacing problem like this or this not good. And you must cite every image or table or reference within the text and explain properly. In some cases you have 5 images, but inside the text you did not mention all of those, and no explanation. Properly mention figure, fig like this, or table. Don't mix up. Yeah, but look at the pattern, but usually when you start, then make sure that figure full within the text, within the sentence. Sometimes it is okay or sometimes it is okay, but not like this. Look at this figure. These are not on proper issue. Not good quality at all. A clear font, too large or tiny, make sure this is properly done. And figure, and here you wrote fig, so not good. In many cases, flowcharts are normally vertical and have many branches. And in single column, it is okay. But if you have a double column, then the size and variabilities are different. So here, that see that the missing line, this is not good. Sometimes there are typo. We cannot notice it because it is already as image, so we cannot see. And missing connections. So make sure this is properly done. Too short as a section, make sure that no small section, okay, like this one. And see the section number, definitely it will not be the number 1, and this kind of problems and so on. So not good. Look, the color of the text or table or image text, not good at look at here, that just presenting that this is done, but no proper explanation of table, graph or image. So explain this properly, no, not just presenting in a sentence. This is another example. If you look at here, that x or y axis, the ranges are sometimes are not properly done. And if you have similar kind of multiple tables, so make sure that you keep the similar range so that we can see the variation. And another thing here, that figure 15, it means that in a paper you have 15 figures. Make sure that all are genuinely important or not. Don't make silly figures. Future work as the last sentences or paragraph of conclusion, and references not as a separate section. So here future work numbering or acknowledgement having section number not good. And in some cases I found that they thank the supervisor, which is not good. Supervisor is one of the authors and you must get the approval properly to submit a paper. I love my mother, sometimes they love their god. uh, I mean, usually those are not in proper acknowledgements. References no section number, so avoid too many sections. And here you can see that colon but no colon, this kind of variations are not good. Reference style, use the template of that conference or that journal. It varies a lot, but normally at all, I mean, add all authors. If there are more than five or something, you can use all the five authors or six authors first and then put at all. See the template and make sure that no mix like this. In this case, sorry, it's not visible, I don't know why. But for example, you write the journal volume number, but here you wrote vol, and the year is here, and this is in another case the year is here, and so on. So make sure that you don't make mistakes like this. Accurate A here, but it is R capital, and so on. When you use a web reference, make sure that this is not too old. And Google Wiki, definitely these are not citable thing. Make sure that you have cited all references properly, recent references, from top and good journals or conferences, and what are the minimum numbers. If you have 6-7 pages paper, definitely it should be 20 and something like that. But if you make a survey paper and only 10-20 references, no, it should be much more and from top classes. Don't get rejected. So I recap here that good research within genuine hard work, title, authors and affiliations, abstracts, keywords, introduction. The last paragraph should be the outline of the paper as per sections related to work or literature review or background, proposed methodology, approach, strategy, experimental setup and results, analyze the results, and make discussions, conclusions, acknowledgement whenever necessary, references, and sometimes, in some cases, appendix or author's profiles are added. Now, what you can do that you select 5 good or bad papers related to your topic, and then read those, be a reviewer and review. Try to judge as many mistakes as possible based on this. So you can subscribe the channel so that you can get more information. And basically, these are the few information after having lots of tips from many reviewers in the past. So there's a few guidelines. So if you look at the lecture 6 and this 7, then I hope that you can write your paper properly or in a better manner. There are many other lectures online you can explore, but these are something from my side. Next will be research ethics. I'll try to cover, hopefully. Thank you so much.